Okay, these are the queries which we are performing. These are the query which we have already executed in our MySQL database server. So all database have these type of queries and they have some data types. Data types may differ from server to server, but the queries will be similar. Okay, they won't change much. Now we will try to understand what is JDBC, what are the syllabus of JDBC, and then we will discuss more on that topic. So this is the syllabus for JDBC. Actually, this is the part of advanced Java we can. So we will start with this one. Okay, let's start with its architecture. So the architecture is very simple. We have Java applications and we have database, and we are communicating with each other by some protocol. So what do you mean by protocol? Here also, if you see the JDBC architecture, here we have Java application and JDBC API. API, what is API? API is nothing but application programming interface, and we have JDBC driver manager, and we can have multiple drivers. Okay, so the architecture is like that. We have our Java application where we are writing Java code, and we have this JDBC API, and now we can have drivers. We can say we have here driver manager, है ना? And under the driver manager we can have multiple drivers available. Multiple driver in the sense for each and every database we have one driver, है ना? Let's say we have MySQL, so we have MySQL driver. We have SQL server, so we have SQL server driver. We have Oracle, then Oracle server driver. We have Mongo, then MongoDB server, something like. So they have provided one API. Okay, API is nothing but we can say combinations of interfaces plus classes. Also this driver manager. So what driver manager it does? It also provides some interfaces plus classes, and whichever class is implementing its interface or extending its class, which can call as driver driver. Let's say we have MySQL, so MySQL driver, so we have written some rules here, in this interface. So same rules all the driver has to implement, or they have to written. Rules is nothing but methods. Okay, they have to follow all the rules which we have written in this particular interface. See here, if you want to connect, the simple architecture is like that. Okay, we have Java and we have Oracle or some database, and we are connecting to it. So here in between we need JDBC. So directly we cannot communicate. So if we want to perform some operation using Java application, so we require this JDBC API. So by using this JDBC API, we are able to get fetch the details from database, also able to insert, update, whatever the operations we can perform on database, we can do only through JDBC API. Directly we cannot do. So that's why it's came into the picture. Internally it has driver manager service. Okay, so what it does, it will load the driver manager service in the memory, and based on the driver it will load that particular driver in the memory as well. And after loading those things, we can create connections by passing username, password, and the protocols. So there are 3 to 4 line of code by which we are able to make connection with. So first of all, we need to create a connection with this particular database, है ना? Then only we should be able to call this database related queries here, है ना? So what we required, first of all, connection. Without connection, so if I want to call you, what I need to do? Okay, so I will dial your number and will make some connections. Hello, hi, how are you? Then only we can communicate to each other. Similarly, Java is a one person, you can understand, database is second person. So they want to communicate, so there might be some protocol. So here we might have some protocol, voice over protocol, VoIP, or something, whatever um, protocol we are using, है ना? So person 1 to person 2, how we are communicating, some protocol is there. Similarly, we might have some protocol here in between uh, Java and database. So first of all, connection is required. Okay. Before that, we have to prepare something like we need to load everything into our memory. We have to load our driver manager and make sure that driver manager service is already loaded in this. Also driver manager service. So what driver manager services does, it will manage the driver related things. You might have device drivers. So let's understand the concept of drivers or device drivers. So in the context of Linux, we might have kernel. So kernel is a core. We might have 3 to 4 layers, and the core layer is kernel. So here कर्नेल जो है वो मैनेज करता है सारे डिवाइस ड्राइवर्स को. सो डिवाइस ड्राइवर, व्हाट आर डिवाइस ड्राइवर्स? सो एवरी हार्डवेयर, if you see whatever the hardware in your PC or laptop, they required one or other device driver. Without device driver they cannot communicate each other. So what it does, device driver, it will make a connection between hardware devices and operating system. This is my OS, and this is, let's say, some mouse, keyboard, what are the things, headphone, multiple hardwares are there, है ना? So all these are connected through some or other device driver. If you want to install printer as well, one example we got. So in such case also we require device driver to be installed in our Windows. Otherwise we should not able to print anything. है ना? Printer will not work because the device driver is not installed. It is a kind of software which is make connection between your hardware and software. So similarly, in the database also we have this driver manager service or drivers which are available. So I have explained you in the previous. We can have multiple drivers. Driver, it is specific to server. It depends. Driver is nothing but, in simple, in general, it is a class of Java, है ना? जो कि MySQL होगा तो MySQL ड्राइवर होगा, Oracle होगा तो Oracle ड्राइवर होगा, Postgres होगा तो Postgres ड्राइवर होगी, similarly likes and so on. So we can have multiple डेटाबेसेस हैं, बट हम जिस जो भी डेटाबेस यूज करना चाह रहे हैं उसकी स्पेसिफिक ड्राइवर क्लास हमको पता होनी. तो हमारे पास JDBC API के अंदर ऐसी क्लासेस इंटरफेस है जिनको हम यूज करके जावा में यूज कर सकते हैं और हम कनेक्शन बना सकते हैं. किससे? डेटाबेस से. और इफ वी आर एबल टू कनेक्ट विद डेटाबेस देन वी कैन परफॉर्म वट एवर ऑपरेशन वी वांट, है ना? सेकेंड slide, this is the simple architecture of JDB. Everything whatever I told you, those are the classes which are available in this JDBC API. थर्ड स्लाइड में भी वही सिंपल आर्किटेक्चर है ना? जावा, डेटाबेस और JDBC बीच में, है ना? ये मैंने पहले ही बताया. दिस इज द आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ इट.